This morning, day trading live or real time or whatever you want to call it. I'm showing you my entries. I'm showing you my exits. I'm showing you my thought process and all that fun stuff here in this video. So if you want to watch me make some money today, make sure you stay tuned. Also, going to kind of talk about what I was looking for on the stock and, having the reins, the difference between being in the driver's seat to being in the passenger seat where you're just holding on for dear life and kind of the emotional battle. That all happening in this video, so make sure you stay tuned. So I'm looking here at PRAN, looking for a short opportunity. This thing pushes up there to 220 area. A little bit higher here. Look for 220. 1,000 there, 219. Look to add some more. If it can push up there above 220. But not really looking like it's going to happen here. Oh. So I was hoping to add some more. But right now, just looking like she wants to go lower already. Has been holding the EMAs right now. So I think if we can break below the EMAs here, we'll get a quick drop down to the $2. There's the breakdown here. I'm going to take it right there at 211. Not really happy with my overall fill there. Give it some time. Hopefully here at open we'll get another spike. PRAN looking like it wants to do a little bit of a pop here. See if we get denied at this 224 again. Looking heavy here, 220. We'll jump in short there at 221. Looking for that pullback down there to $2. Play with my stop there at 226. We get some more short there at 230s. I think this is still going to get held down and get crushed here at open, so we're just going to give it some patience. This stock is up on old news this morning. News that the company's getting bought out on not that good of a deal. So I think this is just going to be a total pump and dump today. Get down there below $2 here at open pretty quickly. That's what I'm seeing here. My final stop on this is going to probably be this 240 area. If it really starts going full retard, I'll get out there above 240. But for now, I feel pretty good in this area. So just watching this 240 area here on PRAN. So 240 holding it down right now. Looking for this to hold it down, get back below. I want to get this to break back below the EMAs here. Looking to overextend on the 5-minute chart. Just didn't get a very good. That first entry short was just not a good entry short. That was a little too aggressive there. And now I'm paying the price here. Just not having the best average. But I still think we're going to be okay here going into open. Then there's a pullback through that 230 area now. Start to head back lower into open here. Getting that selling pressure stacking up here. There's going to be a lot of bag holders who are also going to be trying to get out of this, adding on to the selling pressure here at open. You can see the stock down there to $1.10, popping up this morning down there up to the 230s. Got all this selling, got all these bag holders that have been sitting here in the red. They've been in the red for a while, and they're thinking, hey, I want to jump out. So we got a lot of resistance here in the 230 area, so I feel okay right now. This 240 being my kind of final stop here, but I think this 230 area is going to hold it down, and we're going to get that move below $2 here at open. So I'm okay right now. I'm just looking for this area to kind of just give it trouble, that resistance there, and that's kind of what we're playing into. Looking like it's just getting propped up right now. I think it's just getting propped up so shorts can just keep adding into it. That's what it's looking like. It's looking like it just wants to hold right here for a second just so shorts can get more short. And it looks like we're going to hold this 230 area here into open. And then just get sold off once the market opens. So that 240 holding it down strong right there again. So that's a good sign. Looking good right now. Like I said, below 240 we're good. Above 240 we got to cover. So looking weak here again at the 230s. There's a pullback down there to 220s before open be nice. Got about a minute here until market open. Got my finger on the trigger to get out of this if it starts to squeeze. But looking for this to sell off here at open. Get down to the $2 area. There we go. Market's opening. I'll give it a little bit of wiggle room here. Don't want to cover too soon on this. If there's a pull down there below 220 here. Still looking good in my favor. There we go, 240, holding it down again. Big, massive selling pressure stacking up there. Beautiful. Giving a little bit of time here. I think we can still touch down on the twos. Give me $2, baby. She's going all the way. Below $2 here. I'm going to get cover there at 208 just to lock it down. Not bad. Making $397 there on PRN. Bit of a battle this morning. Really just a bit of a battle on that one. Whew. Wow. There's that touchdown to twos. I was a little bit too early to cover there. She's going. She's going down. You can see this morning making $397 there on PRAN. Down there to the $2 like we are hoping for. What went wrong here? Let's just talk really quickly what I did wrong here. Really, look at my entry right here. Look at this entry. Bam. That's the big issue with this trade. It was a good trade overall. I felt pretty good about the trade. Overall, you know, my mindset, I was good. I had the right idea. Everything was lining up right. But now look at it. Now down to 190. But my problem here was my entry. You know, my entry really ruined the entire trade for me, because if I would have had an entry up here at the 230s, you know, 240 area, I would have felt much better about the overall trade. I would have been in the driver's seat. Instead, you know, me shorting here and being down, you know, up here in the red, being down, you know, $300, I was like, it was hard for me to hold for that full move down to the $2 area, which would have been much better as well. From the 240s down to the $2 would have been, you know, the real beautiful trade. But here, my problem was I was just shorting into this. I wasn't waiting for it to get overextended. Like I told myself, I made a video today, Patrick, don't wait for the stock. Don't short into support. And that's basically what happened here. I shorted into that support. I should have been shorting up here once we got nice and overextended. I talked about this in a video recently. You can watch that video on the channel. But what I'm talking about here is I'm looking for these candles. What I'm looking for is these candles to go further away from the EMA. So this candle here went to 238. That would have been a good entry. This whole area here, 238, 240, knowing that that previous resistance was there at the 240s, that's where I'm supposed to be shorting at. You know, that's my short entry. This right here was just too much on the fence. I think my problem really here was I had a little bit of FOMO because I kind of missed out on my full entry earlier. And then I was like, I'm not going to miss it again. So that's kind of what happened on this overall, you know, this entry here. It just wasn't the best entry. And you can kind of see by watching the trade, watching the video, my entry really dictated the rest of the entire trade. My entry here at 220 really set the tone for the rest of the trade. I went from, you know, here being in the driver's seat, feeling good about it, to this trade going from in a trade that I was basically red the entire trade. You know, I'm red through this entire area. And my emotion is then at that point like, hey, I got to get out. 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 I got to get out for, you know, a small loss. I got to get out for a small win. I just got to get out kind of thing. And that's kind of just what played out there. Like I said, same idea really. You know, you got all these bag holders. You got people just looking at the chart. This is the daily chart here. I'm looking at the daily chart and I'm seeing, okay, the stock was recently $1.10. So we're up, you know, big move to the upside here. So if I'm along, if I'm sitting in this area and I'm buying, and I'm going long, and all of a sudden I wake up and I'm up, you know, 50, 60, 70%, I'm taking profit, right? I'm taking profit. I'm going to add on to that selling pressure, and it's going to be much harder for this stock to squeeze and go to the moon. That's why I felt pretty good overall about my short entry there at the 240 area would have been the short entry. My short entry was a little too early, a little bit of FOMO. It's the first day of the new year. I'm happy that I'm green here. I'm not going to complain. I'm still green on the day. I'm going to walk away with that in mind and tell myself, you know, I got to really focus. I got to make sure I'm asking myself, is the stock overextended? Is it off of the EMAs? Is it really a good entry? This was more so, I think, like I just kind of made up my mind from earlier. You know, mentally, I was like, ooh, I got to get short here because you remember what happened earlier? Remember it spiked to 222 and then it just crashed, which, you know, we kind of had that 220 area acting as resistance. And I'm like, well, you know, I feel pretty good about shorting there. And you can see kind of, I think that was just not really what I need to be doing. I think this would have been just a better, you know, obviously hindsight's 2020 now, but I think the better plan here would have been kind of waiting for a little bit of consolidation. You kind of see how earlier, you know, these area, you can see earlier as it was testing that resistance, you know, it kind of spikes up there, consolidates, spikes up there, and then starts to go lower. So spikes up there, consolidates, go lower. So that's just something that I need to be thinking about, something I need to be focused about, something I need to be focused on, something I need to be thinking about, really making sure that I'm not shorting into that resistance break, and that's kind of what we did there. And like I said, I went from being in the driver's seat to basically giving up the reins and just kind of holding on for dear life, and you can just see by the overall trade, being in the red for basically 20 minutes at that point, all I'm thinking about is I got to get out, 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 I got to get out. And that's kind of what ended up happening. Well, you can see it did get down there to 196. So nice little move here on PRAN this morning. Big spike this morning up there to 320s. No way to get short there. Just no volume. Look at the volume on these candles. You can just see this stock was a prime candidate for basically, selling off there at open. This big, massive move on low volume. You got all the bag holders. Everything basically telling me this stock was going to crash. Also, the news this morning on this stock was not actually new news. It was old news that they were repumping out there, trying to get something going on there. I'm not sure what the whole deal was with that this morning, kind of pumping out old news. But you can see there it is, PRAN, trying to hold that $2 whole support. Is it going to hold it? Oh, it's trying. We'll see what happens later on. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I got some more videos I need to work on and some more stuff I got to edit for you guys really soon coming out. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys